As we seek to develop our church, our leadership team, our small group, our huddle, our missional community, or our ministry, the first thing that we need to do is to get a clear picture of our current situation. This SWOT tool is a great way to do that. It's based on two axes, a strength-weakness axis, which talks about the things internal to us that we are either good or bad at, and an external opportunity-threat axis. And these combine together to create 4 quadrants. If we have an internal weakness, something we're not strong at, maybe not good at, but there is an external opportunity that we could grab if we were strong at it, we get frustrated. If there's an external threat and we have an internal weakness, then it's a failure. But if we have something that we're strong at, but there's an external threat, we'll find ourselves in a battle. The sweet spot is where we have an internal strength and an external opportunity, and that leads to breakthrough. For example, you might have you're thinking about a youth ministry, and an internal weakness is that you don't have any youth leaders, because that's internal to you as a church. Externally, the local high school may have started sport on a Friday evenings, which means that the young people that may have come to a youth group on a Friday night are no longer able to do that. A breakthrough is when maybe one of your empty nesters has discovered a passion for youth ministry, and then they've actually started a Saturday night group that is well attended. Another example is about leadership training. Maybe the frustration is that our leaders aren't inspired about being involved in training. You have an opportunity to train them, but they just don't want to do it. Alternatively, you might have leaders that want to do training and are keen for doing training, but they've got young children. It means they can't get out on an evening to go to training events. A breakthrough might look like the fact that you started an online training event which enables the people who can't get there to get there, and you've got some inspiring content which inspires people that were previously uninspired to be part of it. So when you're trying to get a picture of the current situation of your church or ministry or group or whatever, think about it in these terms. What's internal to us? What's something that we are lacking, that we don't have, that's causing frustration when there might be great opportunities around you? Think about where you have things that you're good at, but there's external situations and factors that mean that you're not actually seeing any fruit coming from that. Think about the places and times where you are seeing breakthrough, and it can be great things and big things, or it can just be small things where you think that's a change from what it was 6 months ago. As you plot out the different parts of the life of your group, you will then get a clear picture of the current situation. And that will then provide a firm basis for your thinking and planning and dreaming and praying about the way forward. I just want to leave you with 2 more thoughts about how do you move from frustration to breakthrough and from battle to breakthrough. Well, from frustration to breakthrough, the way we move from that is that we hear a word from God, and that creates faith. So, for example, an empty nester who maybe has never considered doing youth ministry gets prompted by God to say, why don't you have a go at doing youth ministry? And that prompting creates the confidence for them to have a go, and all of a sudden they find that they have a passion for it, and they get some equipping for it, and they are able to do it. An internal weakness has become an internal strength as you hear from God and respond in faith. The move from a battle to breakthrough is about looking for where God's grace is at work, opening up new opportunities. And so, for example, with the youth ministry example, the battle was that Friday evenings was no longer a thing that was going to work in a particular context. But the empty nester who had heard from God and was now confident to have a go at youth ministry was looking for where God's grace and God's opening was, and it turned out to be a Saturday night group. And then a whole bunch of people came along to that. So take some time individually to reflect on your group, plot out the bits of the life of your group into those different quadrants, and then come together with other members from your group to share your reflections.